What's up, everybody? It's Christine Walker. We're back here with another episode of Patience on Demand. And I'm so excited to be talking to you today about something that's really changed the way I think, the way I act, the way I plan my day. And I really think it might change yours. So let's dive into this week's episode. I periodically, I get coaching a lot. Let me just start by fully saying I get coaching a lot. I spend a good chunk of my budget every year receiving coaching because I believe it's been the catalyst to a lot of my growth. I believe it's been the reason for a lot of my growth. And I believe I don't know everything, and my life will be easier if I lean on the shoulders of people who've come before me and learn from them. Now, maybe easier, life would be easier isn't the exact best phrase, but I know we'll advance quicker. I will have more support. I will make better decisions if I actually consult with those who do know a little bit more about business than me. All I need is for people to be a little bit ahead of me, and I know they will show me the way. And so recently, a couple months ago, when I went to one of my mentoring meetings that happens to be in person in Florida every quarter, we got talking about a certain topic that really changed the way I think about my time. And I don't know about you, but time seems to be super valuable resource that most days I wake up thinking I need more of, but I have learned that is not always the case. And instead, it's something that I need to use better. But let's be honest, even when you're using your time well, and you're doing things and you're running your business, there are going to be times when you feel just exhausted or a little burnt out, or yeah, I could push through and keep working on stuff for the next 30, 45 minutes, but what I really need is a break. Have you ever felt that way? I think a lot of us tend, as entrepreneurs, I'm speaking really to us as a group, as PT practice owners, running clinics, as entrepreneurs, trying to become business owners, we really spend a lot of time feeling guilty for the time we're not working. And even when we're wrung out and we're worn down, we think we should push through and just keep doing. Now I find when I get in that state, when my brain's a little bit fried, I just keep doing and I end up not getting anything actually done. Just something I'm trying to avoid in my life. I'm trying to avoid doing without completing tasks, without getting anything done, because unless you're getting things done, you're losing momentum. You're losing your groove. You're losing that ability to move forward, to build up past successes in order to accomplish new ones. But really, I was still faced with this question of when I need a mental break, what do I do? And, the answer was a lot different than I anticipated. A lot of times I've suffered with a little bit of guilt of I feel like I need more time to work on the business, right? And then when I do have it, I'm so worn out that I just can't take advantage of it because I've already put so much work into it. And so how do I let my brain rest? And yet how do I cater to my entrepreneurial personality type of wanting to move forward and needing to build on successes and build on momentum in order to keep things going and to keep in a healthy mental space? So the answer from my mentor, from Paul, was very different than I anticipated. We had talked the previous quarter about always having your main business be 80% of your attention and have other businesses or other ventures that could take up 10% on each side, kind of as being part of your portfolio of action. So, you've got your main business is 80% of your attention, and another business or another thing you're pursuing as 10%, and then another one as 10%. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't make too many 5 or 3%ers. Keep it at 10% and find yourself when you need time and break from the 80%, throw yourself in to a little break and work on one of those 10%ers. And at first, this seems so logical, right? But how many of you are going not just 100%, but maybe you're going 150, 200% all towards your main business? How many of you are actually working more than 40 hours a week? How many of you are really putting in so much effort that if you really deep down examined yourself, you'd realize your lifestyle is a little unhealthy. You're a little more stressed, a little more worked up than you should be about things. You're not eating right because it's just easier to eat another way when you're this busy. You're not exercising because you feel like you have to get the next thing done. Well, I found I can feel it. I can feel my body not responding well, whether it's throughout the day on a daily basis or throughout the week or on a monthly basis, that I just have to step back a hair. Got to give myself a breather. And yet, nothing really appealed to me. Like, I don't want to just go watch a random Netflix show. Maybe for some people, that's their thing. But for me, it was like, it just doesn't seem like a good use of my time. Nothing appeals to me so much that I'd rather be doing that over something else. You know, whether solving another problem in the business or coming up with a new idea. Netflix, that's your cup of tea, great, but like just didn't have a draw for me. How do I give myself a break? Well, I could go, take a relaxing bath and read a good book. I like doing that. Yeah, great. Sometimes that's good. What I really have realized over the last month and a half is that now, as I'm pursuing some other ventures in the markets of totally unrelated to this business, by the way, real estate and e-commerce, I'm able to have little side projects going that when I need a break from this business, when I need 45 minutes during the day to just reset my mind and go think about a different problem so I can come back and think about what I need to do in this business better, that's where I've been spending my time. All right, let's go do 30 minutes. Let's go do 45 minutes here right now. Let's go do my 10% on one of these other ventures. Why do I do this? I mean, one, of course, there's the diversity. If something ever happened to this business, I already have other things already going. As an entrepreneur, I do like having safeguards in that regard, but it's just fun. It gets my brain to start thinking in a different way. It breaks thought patterns that I was having. And I find that after that 30, 45-minute time break, I'm ready to come back and attack this business, the new angle, a new vengeance, new thoughts, new solutions that really I wouldn't have thought of if I hadn't challenged my brain in another way to kind of break the loop, making the same old choices, the same old thoughts when looking at problems in the first business. And so I bring this up because I think a lot of entrepreneurs struggle and they work maybe more on their business just because they don't really know what else to do. And they like that feeling of being productive, of being moving forward towards something. And they understand how important keeping up that momentum is in their life. And so I would actually encourage you to see if there's something else that you could dedicate just a little bit of time to that will challenge you in a new way, that will refresh you in a new way, and that will get your mind reset so you can come back to that business that supports the 80% of your life. And that's really needs you at its top. Go learn something new. Even if it's not making money right now, that's fine. What can you go learn new? What can you do? What else can you find? Maybe what other little side businesses can you start that jive with how you want to live your life, that jive with what you're really wanting to do, and that give you that mental break you really need to reset and to come back with a new perspective on everything. So I'd be curious to hear what some of those might be for you. And I'd be curious to hear right now if you're fighting them or not, because I think that's what happened with me. I wanted to pursue these other things and then felt guilty for spending a little bit of time on them because I was like, oh, this is just a distraction from my main thing. And don't get me wrong, my main thing is still the main thing. And it still takes up probably more than 80% of my time and attention. But I've realized I've got to have a balance or else I'm not showing up in the best way possible for my main thing. And I've got to challenge my brain in new ways. And I've got to do other little projects to keep that going, to keep that flow, to get in that rhythm. And so what other things really that fit in with your life for where you're wanting to go could you bring on and actually allow yourself, 30 minutes here or there to work on them? To get your mind off things, but still feel like you're positive and feel like you're working towards something else. Feel like you're making progress because all those things build. They build. And as an entrepreneur, I find that is probably the biggest killer of a business. It's when you're unable to stay in momentum and keep building on small successes and small wins and small new knowledge, etc. So for some of you today, I really hope for some of you, this will spark a total different change in trajectory, either in your life or like how you're thinking about what you're doing. chances are there's something you're already gravitating towards that you find kind of when you've had it with your business for the day, you want to go do something else. I bet they're already there. What would happen if you just give yourself a little bit of permission? You got to be careful. You can't give yourself too much permission to like literally take 2 days off your own business to go pursue something else. You got to be careful. Your main thing is still the main thing. It's still the one. But can you use it as a time of renewal for refreshing? Maybe you've wanted to get into something else for a little while. Can you do that? Knowing, well, one, you may eventually get these little side businesses, these side hustles to actually be your main thing, to diversify a little bit, but more importantly, to keep you active, moving forward, still getting wins, not feeling like you're wasting your time, even when you need a break. Now, I want to be really clear. I'm not advocating work all the time right now. There's a reason I keep talking about the main thing as being 80%. Notice I didn't say it's 100% and you need to work 25 more on this and 25 more on that. It's not what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying. If I hear any of you say, Christine told me to work harder. Oh my gosh. Most of us need to have the conversation about working less, not harder. We need to work smarter. We need to be very clear with what we're trying to achieve every day. And so that's what I do. I have my list, I have my pad. And if I've gotten through the stuff, or if I get stuck mentally and just like, I cannot write another email for this email sequence, I know my brain needs to reset, I'll go spend 30 minutes, 45 minutes on something else, on one of my other side hustles. Then I come back finding like, okay, I got this. Like, got that out of my way, got some production over there. I feel mentally fresh. Let's now attack what I needed to do. So do you have any? I'm curious. I'd love to know if you'd reach out, write a review, or tell me anything. I'd love to know what side hustles you're working on, even if they're almost little like side hustles to implement eventually into your current business. Could be, that could also count. What other little projects are you bringing on to keep your brain fresh, to keep challenges fresh, to get you thinking slightly different out of the box? My 2 things are totally unrelated to PT Website Secrets, like 1,000% unrelated. The only way they're related is in the sense of they all put money into Christine's bank to be able to use and reinvest in different places based on what I'm looking to do with my business, my life, my kids, etc. That's how they're all related. They all flow back to me. And in that sense, from there, I decide exactly how all of the resources will be used to build and to serve people while I have the time here on this earth. So think about this one a little bit. Think about how you're spending your time. And we'll talk more. I'm sure I'll share more in the future about how I'm doing this and how I'm keeping the main thing, the focus, but letting my brain have a little bit of fun on the side. That's all I got for you this week. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk again soon. If you feel like we need to talk sooner about your clinic's website or about your SEO rankings because you're not on the top 3 or you're not showing up on the maps and you can't find yourself in the top 3 of Google searches, forget first page. First page isn't good enough anymore. That's cool. Be happy to chat with you about where you're at and what we can do to help the main thing be a successful main thing. You can just go to ptwebsitesecrets.com/strategy, click to see if you qualify, and you can schedule a call and we'll talk. Have a great week. Till next time.